How now, sirs and ladies, all who meet, in this the place with the hard blue seats.
We welcome you to hear the play we bring, but the phone's a cell we durst not want to ring.
So silence them ere we begin the show, and no one will be forced anon to go.
We thank thee for the humble patronage, but the flax pictures are quite the sacrilege.
If you cannot absorb the words we speak, the play we fear may be a tad bit bleak.
So lend your ears
And bend your minds to glean the wonders of our Midsummer Night's Dream.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days brings in another moon, but oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Athenian youth to merriments. Awake the pert and nibble spirits of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword and won thy love doing thee injury, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter, Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my permission to marry my child. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious duke, this man hath vexed the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung feigning verses, voices of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasies, with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gods, conceits, knacks, trifles, sweetmeats, nosegays, messengers of prevailment in unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, and turned her obedience, which is due to me, into stubborn harshness. Be it so, my gracious duke, even as she stands here before you, she will not consent to marry Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of the Athens, as she is mine, that I may dispose of her. Which shall either be to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would, but my father looked with my eyes.
Rather with your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know your youth, examine well your blood, whether you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I, to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed, they that masters sow their blood to undergo such a maiden pilgrimage, and earthly happy is the rose distilled, than that which withering on a virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single bloodlessness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere my virgin patent up. Unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke, my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship. Upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius, as he would.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander. Yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him, as she is mine. All my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes as fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius. And which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. So, why then should I not prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll vouch to his head, made love to Nater's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes devoutly, dotes in idolatry, to this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess I've heard so much, and when Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull in self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius come, and come, Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate, to death or to vow of a single life. Come, Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, come along. I must employ you in some private business upon our nuptial and confer with you on something that nearly concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire we follow.
How now, my love? Why are your cheeks so pale? How doth the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain which I could well, beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for I thought I could ever read, could ever hear in tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood,
Oh, cross, too high to be enthralled to low.
or else misgraffed in respective years,
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged to young.
or else it stood upon the choice of friends,
Oh, hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
or if there were sympathy and choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, as swift as a shadow, as short as any dream, as brief as the lightning in the collie night, that in a spleen unfolds both heavens and earth. And ere a man hath the power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do swallow it up, so quick do bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers have ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross. As due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, as she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respect me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, will I marry thee, and to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, then steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do observance of May, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls in prosperous love, and that fire which burned the Carthage queen when the false Trojan undersail was seen, by all the vows that ever men broke, and a number more than ever women spoke. In that same place thou hast appointed me, truly tomorrow I will meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again, unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair! Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear when wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching. Oh, her favored so. Yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye, your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. For the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate him, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None, but your beauty. Would that fault were mine!
Take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh then, what graces unto my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silvery visage in the watery glass, and decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time where lovers' flights doth still conceal, there have we devised to steal.
And in the wood were often, you and I, upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of the counsel sweet. There my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and strangers' companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow. And good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight, from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my love. Helen, adieu, as you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities, things base and vile, folding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore a winged Cupid paints it blind. Nor has love mine of any judgment taste. Wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her, and for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is a scroll with every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Petroquince, say what the play treats on. Then read the names of the actors and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Petroquince, call forth the actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you, Nick Bottom the Weaver.
Ready. Name what part I am for, and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallant for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. Now to the rest. Yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Heracles rarely, or a part to tear a cat in to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This is Heracles' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute the bellows mender.
Here, Petroquince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, Faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisne, Thisne. Ah, Pyramus, my lover dear, thy lady dear, and Thisbe dear.
No, you must play Pyramus, and Flute you, Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling the tailor.
Here, Petroquince.
You, Robin Starveling, are set down for Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout the tinker.
Here, Petroquince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner, you the lion's part. And I hope here is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be given me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly that you would fright the Duchess and the ladies that they would shriek, and that would be enough to hang us all.
That would hang us
all.
Every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, that if we should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as honey-sucking dove. I will roar you, and for any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man. A proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day. A most lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in either your straw-colored beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple ingrain beard, or your French crown color beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you shall play bareface. But masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night and meet me in the palace wood a mile without the town by moonlight. There will we rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw up a bill of properties such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there may we rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect, Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, thorough brush, thorough briar, over park, over pale, thorough flood, thorough fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to dew her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, in gold coat spots you see, those be rubies, fairy favors. In those freckles live their savors. I must go seek a dewdrop here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou lob of spirits, all be gone. Our queen and all our elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen not to come within his sight, for Oberon is passing fell in wrath, because that she, as her attendant hath, a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon to have the child, knight of his train to trace the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers and makes them all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen. But they do square, that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not he that frights the maidens of the villagery, skim milk, and sometimes labor in the kern, and bootless make the breathless housewife churn, and sometimes make the beer bear no barm, mislead night wanderers laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you sweet Puck. You do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not she?
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon, and make him smile, when I, a fat and bean-fed horse, beguile, neighing in the likeness of a filly foal, and sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in the very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pours the ale. The wisest aunt, telling the saddest tale, for some time 3-foot stool mistaketh me. Then slip I for a bum, down topples she, and Taylor cries, and falls into a cough. And then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and knees and swear, and waxen in their mirth. A merrier hour was never wasted there. But, room, fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress. Would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous Oberon? A fairy skip hence I forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady, but I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland. and in the shape of Corin sat all day playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here? Come from the farthest steppe of India? Oh, but that forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskined mistress and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since the middle summer spring met we on hill, in dale, in forest, or in mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, or in the beached margin of the sea to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the wind, piping to us in vain, as in revenge hath sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. And through this distemperature we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts fall in the fresh lap of the crimson rose, and on old Hime's thin and icy crown an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is, as in mockery set. The spring, the summer, the childing autumn, angry winter change their wonted liveries, and the mazed world, by their increase, now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you mend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairy land buys not the child of me. His mother was a votaress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sand, marking the embarked traders on the flood. When we have laughed to see the sails conceive and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she with pretty and with swimming gait, following her womb, then rich with my young squire, would imitate, and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal of that boy, did die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus's wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and watch our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away! We shall tide down right if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way! Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth. Cupid, all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and smartly loosed his love shaft, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votaress passed on in maiden meditation, fancy free. Yet, marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it, on sleeping eyelids laid, will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll wrap a girdle around the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing that she waking looks upon, be it on lion, bear, wolf, bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love, and ere I take this charm from of her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible. and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not. Therefore, pursue me not. Where is Lysander or fair Hermia? The one I'll stay, and the other stayeth me. Thou toldest me they were stolen unto this wood, and here I am, wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my fair Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is as true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, not in plainest truth do I tell you that I do not nor cannot love you.
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel. And Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worse or place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, to be used as you use your dog.
Tempt me not too much to the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I look upon thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
I'll run from thee and hide thee in the brakes, and leave you to the mercy of the wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed, when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay like questions, let me go. Or if thou follow me, do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Bye, Demetrius. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers and dances with delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love, and meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
And a fairy song. Then for the third part of a minute hence, some to kill cankers in the musk rose buds, and some to war with rare mice for their leathern wings to make my small elves' coats. And some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now to sleep, then to your offices and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and blind worms do no wrong, come not near our fairy queen. La la, la la, la la, bye. La la, la la, la la, bye. Nightingale with melody, singing our sweet lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm come spiders come not here, hence you all like spinners' heads. Beetles black approach not near, worm nor snail do no offense. Lullaby, 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 lullaby.
Hence, away! Now all is well. One aloof stand sentinel?
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear. When thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood. And to speak troth, I have forgotten our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry from the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander, find you out to bed, for upon this bank will I rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off. Do not lie so near.
Oh, take sense, sweet of my innocence. Love takes its meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained in an oath. So then, two bosoms and a single troth. And by your side no bedroom me deny. By lying so, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride, if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off in human modesty. Such separation may as well be said, becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love near altar till sweet life end.
Amen, amen to that fair prayer, say I. And end life when I end loyalty. Here is my bed. Sleep, give thee all his rest.
With half the wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force and stirring love. Night and silence! Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. And this the maiden, sleeping sound, on this dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep its seat on thy eyelid. So wake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon. Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears, if so, my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, I am as ugly as a bear. For beasts that beat run away for fear. Their Demetrius do? As a monster, fly my presence thus. What wicked and disassembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eyne? But who is here? Lysander? On the ground? Dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander. Say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent. The tedious minutes with her I had spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love, who will not change a raven for a dove. A man is by his reason swayed, and reason says that you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, and I, being young, now not ripe to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes a marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, where I o'erlook love's stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough? Is it not enough, young man, that I can never, no, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye, but you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth, you do me wrong. Good sooth, you do in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well. Perforce I must confess I thought you a lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refuse should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayst thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of sweetest things, the deepest loathing to my stomach brings, or as heresies that men do leave, are hated most by those they did deceive. So thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated, but the most in me. In all my power, address your love and might, to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander. Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Oh, eye me for pity. What a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey? Lysander, Lord, what, removed? Out of hearing gone, no sound, no word? Speak, and if you hear, speak of love. I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I will perceive you all not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Are we all met?
Pat, pat, and here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house, and we will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
Petra-Quince,
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
there are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
By Larkin, a perilous fear.
Believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Nay, not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say that we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will the ladies not be afeard of the lion?
I hear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing, for there is no more fearful wildfowl than our lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell that he is not a lion.
Nay, we must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same defect, ladies, or fair ladies. I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, 'twere pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are, and there indeed name his name and tell them plainly that she is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there is two hard things. That is, to bring the moonlight into the great chamber. For, you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine the nights we play our play?
A calendar, a look in the almanac, find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why then may we leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye. Or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber. For Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chink of a wall.
You could never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Have some man or other present wall, and let him have some plaster, or some loam, or some rough cast about him, to signify wall, and let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. Once you have spoken your speech, enter into the break, and everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here, and so near the cradle of our fairy queen? What, a play, Tord? I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious savors.
Odors, odors.
Odors, savors sweet. So hath thy breath, Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice! Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger, Pyramus, and ever played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry must you, for you must understand, he goes but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant
Pyramus, most lily-white of hue, of color like red rose on triumphant briar, most brisky juvenile, and Ike most lovely Jew, as truest horse that yet would never tire. I will meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus tomb, man. Why, you must not speak that yet, that you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter, your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh, as truest horse that yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous, oh, strange, we are haunted. Pray masters, fly masters, help!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around, through bog, through brake, through bush, through briar. Sometimes a horse I'll be, sometimes a hound, a hog, a headless bear, sometimes a fire, and neigh, and bark, and grunt, and roar, and burn, like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire at every turn.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom, bless thee. Thou art translated.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me. To fright me if they could, but I shall not stir from this place, do what they can. I shall walk up and down here, and I shall sing, that they may hear I am not afraid. The ousel cock so black of hue with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain-song cuckoo grey, whose note full many a man doth mark, and dares not answer nay. For indeed, who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry cuckoo? Never so.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me, on the first few to say, to swear, I love thee.
Oh, methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to tell the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors would not make them friends. Oh, nay, nay. Oh. I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. And yet, if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I'd have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep and sing while thou on pressed flower dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peas blossom, cobweb, moth, and mustard seed.
Ready?
And I.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees to crop their waxen thighs and light them at the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from the painted butterflies to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal.
Hail. Hail. Hail.
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
Madam Cobweb, I shall beseech you of more acquaintance. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, I beseech you.
Peas blossom.
Madam Peas Blossom, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and Master Peascod, your father. I shall beseech you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you.
Mustard seed.
Good Madam Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant-like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred hath made mine eyes water ere now. I shall beseech you of more acquaintance too, ma'am.
Come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps with every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue. Bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked. Then what it was that next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals, who work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus's nuptial day. The shallowest, thick-skinned of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did him at this advantage take. An ass's knoll I fixed on his head. Anon his this be must be answered, and forth my mimic comes, when they him spy, as wild geese a creeping fowler eye, or russet-pated coughs, many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So at his sight away his fellows fly, and at our stamp here over and over one falls. He murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their senses thus weak and their fears thus strong made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, from yielders all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. So when the time came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the Athenian woman by his side, that when he wakes, of course she must be eyed.
Stand close, this is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Why rebuke him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes in blood and plunged in deep, and kill me too. The sun was never so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon as this whole earth may be bored, and that moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with the Antipodes. It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced to the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look so bright, so clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, will thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur! Thou hast driven me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once, tell true for even my sake. Durst have looked upon him being awake? And thou hast killed him sleeping. Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm and adder do so much? An adder did it for with a doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I'm not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught I can tell.
I pray thee then, tell me he is well.
And if I do, what should I get there for?
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so, see me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce fane, so here for a while I will remain. And sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe. And now in some slight measure it will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love's sight. Of thy misprision must perforce ensue some true love turned, and not a false turned true.
Then fate overrules that. One man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go, look how I go, swifter than the arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink an apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena's here at hand. And the youth, mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we this their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone. And these things do best please me that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep. And when vows so born in the nativity, all truth appears. So how can these things in me seem a scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy fray! These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. These vows to her and me, which in two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Look, Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess, nymph, perfect divine, to what should I compare thine eyne? Crystal is muddy, oh, how ripe in show. Those lips, those kissing cherries, tempting grow. That pure congealed white, high Taurus snow, fanned by the eastern wind and turned to a crow. Oh, when thou hold up thou hand, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite, oh, hell! I see you are all bent to sit against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me, as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so to vow and swear and super praise my parts when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You're both rivals in love, Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise to conjure up tears in a poor maiden's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so. For you love Hermia. This you know I know. And here, with all goodwill and with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield up my part. And yours of Helen to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If I loved her, all that love is gone. My love to her but as guest-wise sojourned, and now to Helen it is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou buy it dear. Look, where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou not by mine eye, Lysander, found, mine ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly did thou leave me so?
Why should he stay when love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, thou would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more in gilds the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could this not make me know the hate I bear for thee? Did made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Lo, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, is it all forgot? All school days, friendship, childhood, innocence. We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds have been incorporate. So we grew together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet in union, in partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem, so with two seeming bodies but one heart. Two of the first, like coats and heraldry, due but to one, and crowned with one crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems as though you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious celestial. Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me, forsooth, affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? What though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most, to love unloved? This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persever, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare ye well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence shall soon remedy.
Stay unto Helena. Hear my plea. My life, my love, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If he cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee, by my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee. To prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where to tends all this?
Away, you antelope.
No, he'll seem to break loose.
Hang off, thou cat, thou bird, thou vile thing. Let loose, or I'll shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny tartar, out, loads medicine, O hated potion, hence.
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I'll keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What, should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I will not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Oh me, wherefore, what news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, since night you left me. Why then you left me, oh the gods forbid, in earnest shall I say.
Aye, by my life, and never did I desire to see thee more. So therefore, be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer, 'tis no jest, that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
Oh me! You juggler! You canker blossom! You thief of love! What? Have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine eye faith. Have you no modesty? No maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet,
you! Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage,
Her height, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. And are you grown so high in his esteem? Because I am so dwarfish and so low. How low am I, thou painted maple? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes!
Oh, I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewishness. I'm a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower? Hark, again?
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. Save that. In love unto Demetrius, I told him of yourself unto this wood. He followed you, for love I followed him. But he hath chid me hence and threatened me, to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go. To Athens will I bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am?
Why, get you gone. Who is it that hinders you?
Foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little. Again. Nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to float me thus? Oh, let me governor!
Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindred knotgrass, you bead, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns her services. Let her alone, speak not of Helena, take not her part, for if thou dost intend to show little of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try who's right, thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You, mistress, all this coil is long for you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands and mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still, thou mistakest, or else commits thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did you not tell me that I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far, blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far, I'm glad it did so sort, as this there jangling I do esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. High therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon, with drooping fog as black as Acheron. And lead these testy rivals so astray, as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong. And sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou them thus, till o'er their brow death, counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb until Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property to take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision. And back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. While I in this affair do thee employ, all to my queen and beg her Indian boy, and then I will her charmed eye release from monster's view, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste. For night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts, wandering here and there, troop home to churchyards, damned spirits all, that in crossways and floods have burial. already to their wormy beds are gone. They willfully themselves exile from light, and must for aye consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I, with the morning's love, have oft made sport, and like a forester, the groves may tread, even till the eastern gate all fiery red. Opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold his salt green streams. But, notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak, in some bush, where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookest for wars, and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come, thou child. I shall whip thee with a rod, for he is defiled who draws the sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares me on. I come to where he calls, and then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. Follow fast, but faster he did fly. That fallen eye in a dark and uneven way. And here will rest me. Come, thou gentle day. For if but once thou show me thy gray light, I'll find Demetrius and avenge this spite.
Ho, 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 coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest, for well I wot thou runnest before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand before me, nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I am here.
Nay, then thou mockest me. Thou shalt abide this deer. If ever I thy face by daylight see, now go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed. By day's approach, looks to be visited.
Oh, weary night. Oh, long and tedious night. Abate thy hours. Shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Athens by daylight from these that my poor company detest. And sleep that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye. Steal me a while from mine own company.
Yet but 3. Come one more. 2 of each kind makes up 4. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with dew and torn with briars. I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here will I rest me till the break of day. Heavens, shield Lysander, if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound. I'll apply to your eye gentle lover's remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in thy former lady's eye. And the country proverb known, that every man shall have his own. In your waking shall be shown, Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. The man shall have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready.
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Madam Cobweb?
Ready.
Ah, Madam Cobweb, get you your weapons in your hand and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on the top of a thistle. And, madam, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, madam, and, good madam, be careful the honey bag break not, for I'd be loath to have you overflown with a honey bag, ma'am. Where's Madam Mustard Seed?
Betty.
Ah, Madam Mustard Seed, give me your nief. I pray you, leave your courtesy.
What's your will?
Nothing, but to help Cavalry Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber soon, madam, for methinks I am a marvelous hairy about the face. And I am such a tender ass, if my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly, a peck of provender. I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I'd rather have a handful or two of dried peas. But I pray you, I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone and be always away. So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Oh, welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking favors from this hateful fool, I did upbraid her and fall out with her, for she his hairy temples then had rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew, which sometime on the buds was wont to round and swell like round orient pearls, like tears that did their own disgrace bewail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her her changeling boy, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And, gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he, awaking one the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Beest thou wast wont to be, seest thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud or Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
Oh, how came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these five the sense.
Music, ho, music such as charmeth sleep.
When thou wakest, with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Now, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' home triumphantly. And there shall the pairs of faithful lovers be wedded with Theseus, all in jollity.
My fairy lord, attend and mark, for I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight tell me how it came this night that I, sleeping here, was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed. And since we have the favor of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. Uncoupled in the western valley, let them go. Dispatch, I say, and find the forester. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top to mark the music and fusion of hounds and echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in the wood of Crete they bade the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the skies, the fountains, the groves, every region near seemed all one mutual cry. I'd never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are bred of the Spartan kind, so flued, so sanded, and their heads hung, with ears that sweep away the morning dew. Crook-kneed and dew-leaped like Thessalonian bulls, slow in pursuit, but matched in mouth like hounds, each under each. A cry more tunable was never allayed to, nor cheered with horn in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear. But soft, what nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter, here asleep. And this Lysander is. And this Demetrius is. And this is Helena, old Nader's Helena. I wonder of their being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent came in grace, our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is this not the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Go, bid the huntsmen, wake them with their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to couple now?
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world that hatred is so far from jealousy? To sleep I hate and fear no enmity?
I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking. But as yet, I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think, for truly what I speak. And now do I bethink me. It is so. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where there we might, without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough! Enough! You have enough. I beg the law upon his head. He would have stolen away, he would have, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, to steal you of your wife and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood. And I, in fury, hither followed them, fair Helena in fancy following me. But, my good lord, I wot not by what bower, but by some power it is, my love to Hermia, melted as the snow. Seems to me now the remembrance of an idol god, which in my childhood I did dote upon. But all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia. Like in sickness, I did loathe this food, but as in health, come to my natural taste, I did wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met of this discord, we more will hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us these couples shall be eternally knit. For the morning now is something worn, our proposed hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3 will hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and undistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned into clouds.
Methinks I see things with a parted eye, when everything seems double.
So methinks. I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not my own.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. And did the Duke pass through here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us fall to the temple.
Why then, we are awake. Let us follow him, and by the way, we will recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hi-ho. Petra Quince. Flute the bellows mender. Snout the tinkerer. Starveling? God's my life, stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream, past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he were to go about to expound this dream. Methought I was... There is no man can tell what. Methought I was... And methought I had... But man is but a patched fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Petra Quince to write a ballad of this dream, and it shall be called Bottom's Dream. Because it hath no bottom. And I shall sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported.
If he comes not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it?
It is not possible. There is not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus, but he.
No. He hath simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Yea, and the best person too. And he is a very paramour for his sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple. There were 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we'd all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom, thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6 pence a day, and the Duke could not have given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Pyramus, or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom, oh, most courageous day, oh, most happy hour.
Masters, I am to discourse wonders. But ask me not what, for if I tell you, I am no true Athenian. I shall tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word. All that I will say is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, new strings to your beards, good ribbons to your pumps. Meet presently at the palace, and every man look o'er his part. For the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out as the lion's claws. And, most dear actors, Eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. Now, no more words. Away. Go away.
"'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen had such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, the poet, all of imagination compact. One sees more devils than the vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all is frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's pen in a fine frenzy rolling doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven. And as imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns them to shape and gives an airy to nothing, a local habitat and a name. Such tricks have strong imagination that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends a bringer of that joy. Or in the night imagine some fear, how strange a bush suppose the bear.
But of all the story of the night told over, and their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy images, and grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us. Wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Come now, what mask, what dances shall we have to wear away the long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease away the lazy time? Call Philostrate.
Here, mighty Theseus.
Say, what abridgments have we for this evening? What mask, what dances? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight?
Here's a brief of which sports are ripe, a choice of which your highness will see first.
The battle with the censures to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. Well, none of that I have told my love in glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riot of the tipsy bacchanals tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. This is an old device, and it was used when I from Thebes last came a conqueror. The thrice 3 muses mourning for the death of learning late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with the nuptial ceremony. A tedious, brief scene of a young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief. That is some hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt and one player fitted. And in tragedy, my noble lord, it is. For Pyramus therein doth kill himself. But when I saw rehearsed, made mine eyes water. But more merry tears, the passion of loud laughter never shed.
And what are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which have never labored in their minds till now, and now toil in their unbreathed memories with this play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you, for I have heard it, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned, with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for nothing can be amiss when simplessness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
I love not to see wretchedness so charged, and duty in his service perishing.
Why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kind are we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake. And what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes it in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have proposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I've seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle their practice accent in their fear, and in conclusion, dumbly have broken down, not paying me a welcome. But trust me, sweet, in this kind yet I pick the welcome, and in the fear of modest duty I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity speak least in my capacity.
So please, your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let her approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill, that you should think we come not to offend. But with goodwill, to show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to contest you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that you should here repent you. The actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This lady doth not stand upon her points.
She hath writ her prologue like a rough colt. She knows not the stop. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
Indeed, she hath played her prologue like a child on a recorder, in sound, but not in government.
Her speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired and all disordered. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show. Well, wonder on till truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall, that vile wall that did these lovers sunder, and through wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper, at the which let no man wonder. This woman with lanthorn, dog, and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine, for, if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn, to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lie in height by name, the trusty Thisbe, coming first at night, did scare away, or rather did affright, and as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, to find his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, whereat with bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tearing in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord. One lion may when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present wall. And such a wall as I would have you think that had in it a crannied hole or chink, in which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe did often whisper very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall, the truth is so. And this the cranny is, right and sinister, in which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire some lime and hair to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition I've ever heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim looked night. Oh, night with hue so black. Oh, night, whichever art when day is not. Oh, night. Oh, night. Alack, alack. Alack! I fear my Thisbe's promises forgot. And thou, oh wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, that standest between her father's ground and mine. Thou wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall, Jove shield thee well for this. But what's the eye? No Thisbe do I see? Oh, wicked wall through whom I see no bliss! Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me!
The wall, methinks, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I'm to spy her through the wall. You shall see. It will fall pat as I told you. Yonder she comes.
O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans, for parting my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with hair and lime knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love thou art, my love I think.
Think what thou wilt. I am by lover's grace, and like Lamander am I trusty still.
And I like Helen, till the fates me kill.
Not Shaphalus to Procrus was so true.
As Shaphalus to Procrus, I to you.
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
No, no,
no,
I can't. I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straightway?
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
And thus I, Wall, my part discharged did so, and being done, away Wall doth go.
Now is the mural down between the two neighbors.
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse if imagination amend them.
Must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse to they than themselves, they would pass for excellent men. Here come two noble beasts in, a man and a lion.
You ladies, you whose gentle hearts do fear, the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough and wild this rage doth roar. Then know that I, as snug the joiner am, a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. If I should as lion come in strife into this place, it were pity on my life.
A very gentle beast of a good conscience.
The very best at a beast that e'er I saw, my lord.
This lion is a very fox for her valor.
True, and a goose for her discretion.
It is not so, my lord, for her valor cannot carry her discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
Her discretion, I'm sure, could not carry her valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well, leave it to her discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lanthorn doth the moon present.
She should have worn the horns on her head.
Her horns are invisible within their circumference.
I'm weary of this moon. Would she would change.
This lanthorn doth the moon present, and I, myself, the man in the moon, who seem to be.
This is the greatest air of all the rest. This lady should be thrown into the lantern. How else the man in the moon?
For she dare not go near the candle, my lord. You can see it is already in snuff.
It seems by her small-eyed discretion that she is in wane, but in all courtesy, we must wait the time.
Proceed, Moon.
All that I can say is the time this lanthorn in the moon, I, the man in the moon, this doorwash by doorwash, and this dogs by dogs.
For all these should have been thrown into the lanthorn, for they are all in the moon. Oh, but silence. Here comes Thisbe.
This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Roar!
Ah! 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 Ah!
Well roared, lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion.
And then came Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe sight. But stay, O spite. But mark, poor knight, what dreadful dole is here. Eyes, do you see? How can it be? O dainty duck, oh dear, thy mantle good, what stained with blood? Approach, ye furies fell. Oh, fates, come, come, cut thread and thrum. Quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
This passion and death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
A mote will turn the balance, which Pyramus and Thisbe, he for a man, God bless us, and she for a woman, God warrant us.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lions frame? Since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with tear. Come, tears confound. Out, sword and wound the pap of Pyramus. Aye, that left pap, where the heart doth hop. Thus, die! I, thus, now am I dead, now am I fled, my soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die, 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 die.
No die, but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he is dead. He is nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he yet might recover and prove an ass.
How chance Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She will find him by the starlight. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief.
She hath spied him before with those sweet eyes.
And thus she means videlicet.
Asleep, my love? What, dead, my dove? Arise, O Pyramus. Speak, speak, quite dumb. Dead? Dead? A tomb should cover these sweet eyes, these lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks. Are gone, are gone. Lovers, make moan. His eyes were green as leeks. O sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you have shore, with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come blade my breast imbue. And farewell, friends, thus Thisbe ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead.
Aye, and Wall too.
No, I assure you, the wall is down that parted their fathers. Would you like to see the epilogue, or a Bergamask dance between two of our company?
No epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse, for when the actors are all dead, there should be none to blame. Marry, he that writ it had played Pyramus and hanged him with Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is, truly, very notable discharged. But come, your Bergamask, let your epilogue alone. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers to bed, 'tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn, as much as we this night have overwatched. This parable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gates of night. Sweet friends to bed, a fortnight hold we this in solemnity, in new nightly revels and jollity. Come, Hippolyta.
Now the hungry lion roars, and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy plowman snores, all with weary task fordone. Now the wasted brands do glow, and the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now the graves, all gaping wide, every one lets forth his sprite in the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the light of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now our frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house, for I am sent before to sweep the dust from behind the door.
Through the house give glimmering light, by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar. And this ditty after me, sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace we will sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. To the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true and loving be. And the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, hair, lip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious such as are despised in nativity, which by us shall blessed be. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless. Through this palace with sweet peace, and the owner of it blessed, ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And, as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Thank you.